Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Oh, totally forgot to unmute. Sorry about that. Good morning, good morning. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Base Network and how they finally surpassed Arbitrum and TVL. And then I also have another headline about the European Central Bank and how they're going to be cutting rates by another 25 basis points. So it's looking like we might have a little bit of a doozy on the inflation data for the European Central Bank. They were wanting to avoid overheating and getting to 1.8%, but it looks like they didn't manage that one, so they're going to have to cut rates a little more. But let's dive on in and get you prepped for success today. I do have to switch over to my screen share. I've got the stock heat map pulled up. We've got Apple sitting down 0.89% from yesterday. Nvidia is up 3.13. Looks like they kind of just did a little flip-flop there. And while Nvidia was dumping the other day, Apple was pumping, and now they're gonna do the opposite. And Nvidia's getting the pump, and Apple's getting a slight dump. So we've got Berkshire Hathaway up 0.65, Amazon sitting down 0.43. We've got P&G sitting down 0.69. We've got ExxonMobil sitting up 0.26. We've got GE sitting up 0.84. We've got United Health Services up 2.71. We've got some utilities. What's this one? We've got Nextra Energy sitting up a decent amount, 1.93. Tesla sitting up 0.8. We've got Visa sitting up 2.95. We've got Eli Lilly up 0.34. We've got Microsoft up 0.63 or down 0.63. Google sitting down 0.18, and Meta is down 1.62. On the crypto side of things, we've got Bitcoin sitting down 1.02. Ethereum is down 0.27. We've got BNB down 1.47. We've got Solana down 1.74. We've got Tron sitting down 1.13. We've got Toncoin down 1.91. Cardano's down 2.5. We've got Avalanche down 2.46. And Shiba Inu is sitting down 3.89. The only one in that top 10 looking up is XRP up 1.26. So good on XRP, doing something different than the rest of the top 10. On the economic calendar side of things, We do have some economic data coming out a little bit later this afternoon or this morning. It's going to be 7:30. We have continuing jobless claims, which will be the revision, and then initial jobless claims will be coming out. It is expected to be a little bit higher, so something to keep your eye on. It might get a little push to the downside. We do have the Philadelphia Fed manufacturing index as well as retail sales month over month. The big headline, the big data drop for the morning is going to be the European Central Bank press conference. They are coming out with a predicted 0.25 basis point cut that they will be talking about, and that's just to keep things from continuing to overheat. So their inflation was at 2%. They had reached their target, and now they're kind of in that overheating point. I saw that. Let me tick that up a little bit. We do have some business inventories month over month and some housing data coming out as well. So that'll be a big one for 9 o'clock my time, which is going to be 10 o'clock Eastern. Later in the day at 11, we do have some crude oil information coming out. So crude oil stock change is looking to be down a little bit from the prior 5.81 million to 2.3 million. So another little sign that we could tick down a little bit. So just something to keep your eye on for the morning. There is a lot of data that could be pushing things down. The European Central Bank information really won't push things up too much. So we do depend a lot on that American data to move those markets. It looks like Lunar has a little bit of a headache this morning, so I don't know if he will be joining me today. So I might just run the show a little bit short and go from there. We do have the stock market, fear and greed, sitting at 69. It is no movement from yesterday, which is definitely kind of what we want to see when things are more red and some areas are green, that we don't get those big moves on the fear and greed as well. So the crypto side of things, though, is sitting down 2 points at 71. We didn't really get a big move down. We're kind of sitting on a fib line for an extension, which is that platinum pocket, which I will take a look at here in a second. We do have the liquidation heat map pulled up. It looks like there's some decent liquidity on both sides of things, which 67,034 is going to be the top side for the liquidity right underneath us. And for the bottom side of that, we've got 66,819. On the top side of things, we've got 68,427, and for the top side, 68,856. Could definitely see all of the liquidity right here being cleared out. Would be an easy move for the market makers to do off of the data drops this morning. So just keep your eye out for that. That 66,819 is a nice little area to go down to and grab, which would clear out all of the liquidity on heavy liquidity on the bottom side. If I swap that over to the 3-day, which would give us more of a longer term outlook on things, when we got that quick move up and then back down and bounced off of it, we created some liquidity down here at the 64,743. kind of just going to depend how we decide to move when we hit some key levels that are below us. And if we're going to continue that downside pattern, or if we're going to continue the little uptrend that we're in. There's definitely a little bit of room to move to the upside and hit that top of the range that we've been in for about 6 months and clear out a little bit of liquidity before all of the that my headset ended up shutting off. It likes to do that when it's not being used for anything else. Let me put something on in the background so that it'll not shut off during the rest of the show. All right, there we go. The liquidity on the top side is still in that same little range, going to be 68.4 and all the way up to 68.87. So just a little ping pong action that we might be able to see. I do have that headline pulled up with Base now surpassing Arbitrum with its locked TVL. And this is kind of a big move for a project that doesn't have a token on it. So you can't actually buy Base and send it to someone. It is just a layer 2 that allows you to move Ethereum. And that's kind of surprising that it's able to pass up Arbitrum, who has long been the biggest L2 with TVL. Base, a layer 2 Ethereum network developed by Coinbase, has now become the largest roll-up in terms of total value locked. Base has a TVL of 2.49 billion distributed across 366 protocols, slightly surpassing Arbitrum's TVL of 2.39 billion. Data from DeFi Llama shows a large portion of Base's TVL comes from the decentralized exchange Aerodrome, which accounts for 1.3 billion in deposits. Moreover, Base now ranks among the top 5 blockchain networks in terms of TVL, positions just behind layer 1 chains such as Ethereum, Tron, Solana, and BNB. Base functions as an optimistic rollout utilizing the OP stack. This layer 2 solution processes transactions off of the main Ethereum blockchain and periodizing Ethereum's rollup centric vision, cementing itself as the top layer 2 by TVL 1 year after launch, stated Eden A., research director at the block. This month, Base raised the block gas target from 10 to 13 mgas to manage rising user activity. This adjustment aligns with the strategic plan to gradually expand the network's capacity and increase the number of transactions each block can process. This incremental increases occur weekly, aiming for the final target of 1 gigas per second. In terms of decentralization, Base is still in the early stages. It is in an optimistic stage 0 rollup, described as being in the training wheels phase. Currently, a fraud-proof system is not in place yet, meaning users must rely on the block proposer to submit accurate L1 state routes according to L2 beat. However, the core developers of Base have committed to including fraud proofs in their roadmap, and development reportedly underway. The block is an independent media outlet that delivers news, research, and data. So this none of the end of that was directly from Coinbase and their base team, but this is a giant headline for what is coming for Ethereum. You know, after their latest update and their next current update, which is in the works and should be coming next year, March of 2025, you will see a lot of these L2s really pick up because they're going to lower the barrier to entry to increase decentralization along their blockchain. So instead of seeing 32 Ethereum to run a node, you're going to have it be 16 Ethereum to run a node, which will allow more people to stake their Ethereum for a higher reward, increasing security in the blockchain. And things like this will end up being used more and more. It kind of sucks for Base that there is no token, but you will be able to, like it said with Aerodrome, its biggest DeFi exchange, you will be able to catch the gains on stuff like that. You do have a lot of other L2s like Optimism, which use the same kind of consensus mechanism where a lot of the data is processed off-chain, and then when you have enough data, move it over on-chain, and it frees up a lot of space. So I do hold a little bit of OP because it uses that consensus mechanism. Let me hop over to chat real quick and say hi to everyone. We have maybe a Band-Aid. On Bisoft, thank y'all for letting me know that my mic was muted at the beginning of the show. We do have Al Jr. and Darren Does Things and Username. So good morning, everyone. If there is anything you would like me to take a look at after I do my little Bitcoin overview, I will definitely take a look at that. I would like to take a look at NEAR after I look at Bitcoin, because my prediction on how price was going to move is looking to play out pretty nicely. So let me hop over to the Bitcoin chart. As I had said earlier, let me get this so y'all can see it just a little bit better. We are sitting right there on that, right underneath now. When I had started the show, we were kind of up here. So here's a platinum pocket on an extension pulled from low to high to low. Let me zoom out for you because it's been a while since I've showed y'all the Bitcoin chart, because David normally handles all that. But if you zoom out to the weekly, you can kind of see from this low here on last run to the high to last run to the low of this run. So this has been a key level that we haven't really been able to turn into support. And once again, as you can zoom back in, you can kind of see that this is going to be a level that we might end up losing again. This is going to be a key level that sends us down a little bit further. I don't know why my other indicators aren't showing up. Let me switch that and see if it'll. Yeah, it looks like they're just not loading. All right then. Well, I can kind of continue on that. We do have some fair value gaps that are sitting right below us. There's one right here, as you can kind of see. On a 4-hour, we created a gap that is sitting right below us, the bottom side, which is 65,638. And for the top side of that, we have 65, basically 66,000. This would be a nice area to come back in and scoop up some liquidity because as you had seen with the liquidation heat map, there was a lot of liquidity sitting down there, and really test these levels again. This is sitting right at the point where we saw some other highs back here in September. I guess having something running in the background did not keep my headset going. So that top side liquidity was sitting at 66, which would be a nice area to range in and come back down to test that value there. There is a nice area here as well. If you come back to 63, where you saw price really shoot through without some testing. So if we do end up losing this range up here, I would expect to see us come back down. We did close this fair value gap down here, which I had had my eye on for a while. Let me show it as filled, which would be a last case level for me if we end up coming back through all of this and kind of losing those to bounce off of. You do see that there was heavy bouncing on the top side of it here, and would be a nice area to see the same kind of thing play out. We do have the bottom side of the mid of the range sitting right there. So we have played out a lot of bounces on that and rejections off of it. So if we end up losing this mid side, I would look at my bottom side target, which has been that 52 range to 53 range. It's not a pretty price target, but it is good buy levels. You do have that golden pocket sitting right below it, right above it, and that's 56,116. So just something to keep your eye on for 65 to 66 being an area where we could get either a bounce or a sharp rejection down. Let me hop back into chat. I did see a few more people. Oh, one more person sign in. Good morning, French Toaster. It looks like username also wants me to take a look at near. So I can definitely do that. Let me see if this one, yeah, this one will definitely work a little bit better. It's got all those oscillators on there that I wanted. So let me take a look at near. You can kind of see. Let me hide the Piper Sniper. It's doing a lot on the chart. So as I had said the other day, when we had failed to break these highs, that I kind of wanted to see us come back down to this 50% line on a fib retracement and get a little move up before we came back down to retest some of the highs. It looks like we have retested the high over here. We moved a little bit below it, but we never came down to the low here on the move up. And you can see heavy buying pressure on that wick. It looks like the inflows are still pretty heavy on near. So this could be a nice little local bottoming. You do have the MACD, which is still kind of pointing down. So might see a little more downward movement. It will depend a lot on Bitcoin. If we do end up seeing that 65 range ending up grabbed, I would look at near coming back down. You can kind of see on the 1 hour chart though that this is looking like it was the local bottom for this before we come back up. I would look at that 50% line, that $4.83 being a point of rejection. You do have those inflows looking to slow down. You have now turned from light green back to red. It is not heavy red though. So with your higher time frame still being inflows, I would expect that move up. And then as Bitcoin rejects off of heavy data, a move back down. You do see that there is a fair value gap here that didn't end up closing. That bottom side was $4.66. So just something that we could come back down to. We did end up getting to about the halfway mark of that fair value gap. So you saw a bounce off of it there and a bounce off of it here. So definitely some upside movement for near on the short term, but it's kind of looking, oh, wrong thing. It's kind of looking like for the longer term, it is going to be a continued downside movement. I don't know if anyone else has any assets that they like me to look at, but I definitely wanted to take a look at the S&P. So we've got the SPX continuing to make its moves to the upside, as you can kind of see on a fib extension pulled from the low to the high to the low. We are now sitting at the 786. We did end up making a gap there once we moved to the top side of it, and we have now closed the gap and are looking set for a continuation off of that. It will be very dependent on those job numbers coming out this morning. So you could see another little pullback down to this move, the 786, before seeing a continuation of the pattern. You can kind of see if you drop it down to a 1 hour, you have your MACD looking kind of flat, where your indicator line is pulling back down to it, and your prime oscillator is looking like it's set to make a little curve. So this would definitely be another area to come back and test and turn into a support range before continuing on out and forcing me to have to draw another continuation fib line. I did have gold pulled up earlier. It has definitely been on the same trend, where you can kind of see we are just making new highs. If I pull a fib extension from this low over here to the high, back down to the low, you can kind of see us right there at the golden pocket. This is a pattern that continues over and over and over again, and it kind of looks like we might see a bit of a rejection off of it. You do have some divergences that have not really played out, so you can also see with the MACD that you are kind of looking like you might pull back down. You aren't seeing the inflows kind of stay with that. So as you can see here, they came down, and the color for green has definitely got a little bit lighter. This is an indicator that you might pull back down and see that 2,672 mark before a continuation of trend. With the data coming out this morning, which is not predicted to be massively positive, you could see that definitely play out. You are seeing the little sell-off wick on that one, and as you can see here, gold is kind of making this indecision candle right here. It's not really being bought up, it's not really being sold off, and that would be a nice little indicator if we get a hammer candle there to reverse trend and kind of pull back down. So just something to keep your eye on. let me take a look at good old Injective, cause that's my favorite altcoin and is my largest holding under Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you can kind of see here where we finally broke to this top side of a trend line that I had pulled up for a while. Let me zoom it out to a higher time frame. You've got this resistance line that we had been playing under for quite a while. This goes back to February.
You're muted. You're muted. Hello? Oh, hello? Can you hear me now? Oh boy. Hello? You're muted. Boop, 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 boop. Hello? Oh, all right.
Sorry about that. Oh, my headset shut off. Let's see. There we go. Should be in just a second. There we go. Hello.
Boom, shakalaka.
There we go.
Boom, shakalaka.
There we go. I can now see your mic.
Yay.
Woot woot. Let me get that shared with you. There we go. I kind of fumbled my way through the morning. I was not prepared to do any TA, so I did my best.
It's all good. It's all good. I went to bed with a massive headache and woke up with that same headache. So, but I'm here. I'm here, kind of.
Kind of. Just seems
Yeah,
like the morning for it.
I'm here, kind of.
Well, did you get
man.
Did you get
How's
a
it
lot
going?
done? Oh, it's going pretty good.
What do you mean?
A lot done with your packing.
Oh no,
The headache.
no,
The headache
no,
put a damper on it.
not yet. Yeah, well, yeah. No, did not do any packing last night. That's okay though. That's okay though, because we got time. So yeah, what have you gone over today?
I went over the base network. I went over the intro, the stock
Mhm.
the stock heat map, crypto heat map, the economic calendar with our job data coming out today.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
It is predicted to be forecasted to be down just a little bit. So I have been looking at a little bit of a downside move, which has been playing out, you know. I had talked about downside on near that I was looking at. So I definitely
Hmm.
think this is kind of it. We're in that sweet spot though on the job numbers cuz you know, they have been talking about they kind of want to see things stabilize. And
Hmm.
2,000 jobs isn't massive for a job number. What it'll really depend on is the revision that we're going to see today. So, did they really lie last week super hard, or is it doing okay? And then you can kind of gauge the new job
Oh, we're getting a
numbers.
revision today?
Yeah. So, like every time,
Mm.
the continuing job claims are just a revision from last week, and then they have initial jobless claims, which come out at the same time. So they'll just revise it the next week. And the initial one is normally the one that plays the market more. But if you look at the continuing jobless claims, it kind of let you gauge out how the job numbers that they just dropped actually might be.
Excellent. Remember, friends, buy ETH, not METH.
When can I get one of those shirts?
uh, Soon.
Cool.
As soon as I'll let you know.
We're
Well,
def
we'll get you one made.
we're definitely gonna have to do a show where we both wear the shirt.
Yeah, for sure. Um. So yeah, base total value lock. That was interesting.
Oh yeah.
Um. Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's just talk. Let's get back to the economic data. We got unemployment claims today, right? Too.
Yes. Yeah. Um.
Yeah. So what if those come in hot? What if those come in a lot of unemployment claims? What do you think is going to happen to the market?
I mean, see the big factor in that though is that there's gonna be a lot of seasonal jobs. Like
Hmm.
for me right now, we're not moving any dirt. So I'm doing a bunch of shop work, and we just got our first freeze of the year yesterday, and that really slows things down. And so
Hmm.
you will see seasonal jobs start ticking into those numbers. And that doesn't worry me as much because a bunch of those people, well, yeah, I'm going to file for unemployment, but I'm also going to go get a part time seasonal job. So
Yeah.
we're kind of at that
I can
time of
imagine
year.
this. Yeah, it slows construction down too, especially with the weather and all that stuff. We tend to get into a little bit, at least here in the South, we tend to get into a little bit of a rainy season this time of year.
Hmm.
So that plus the cold slows things down quite a bit. But I I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I'm watching. I'm just trying to think what is going to be the catalyst for that move that I've been looking for, and I keep trying to think what is it going to be because I just don't know. I don't know what it could be. Um, at this point, it's almost I'm very close to saying bull horns are my bull horns are back, but I'm still not there yet. I still got to see that break above 70K, but
Well,
we'll see.
October's not over. Just wait for the October surprise. That'll be the catalyst.
You think so?
Yeah. There's gonna be some big headline that has to do with the election. It pretty much
I know.
always happens.
I already know what it's going to be, man. You want to know what it is?
What?
It's going to be Israel attacking Iran, like direct attack with alongside the U.S. because we just sent 100 troops over there last week of our own people. So things are getting heated. And But this is why I think it's going to happen, and it's because Netanyahu wants Trump in office. So they will do anything that they can to ensure that that happens. And drawing the U.S. into a war would just put a stain on Biden that people and people would view it as Biden wasn't able to get control of Bibi, and so who's going to get control of Bibi? Probably maybe Trump. But even though he's been over there and saying he's fully backing Israel more than Biden, I don't know. I just feel like it's got to be something with the Middle East because otherwise I don't know what it could be. So something big. It's got to be something big, but we'll see. Maybe the big dump doesn't come until the election.
Well,
after whoever wins.
I've also thought about that one. Because, like, here's the thing. We normally see a dump before pump. And we normally see pump after election. So, I think either way, here's the thing. If Trump gets elected, people will be like, yay, economy do good. And if people see Kamala get elected, they'll be like, no, economy do bad. So either way, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, economy do bad. Where do I put my money so that it does better? And then if economy do good, it's like, just throw your money everywhere. It do good.
Yeah, one of my arguments for Harris is, hey, if she does win, at least Bitcoin will probably become more valuable because the dollar won't.
Exactly.
So, have you said hello to chat?
I have. There are some new people in chat though. So if you wanna hop in there.
Who we got? What are you talking about? The Silver Days XRP? We got an XRP fan in here. Hola, French toast. Mark Dutch, Lockyo Ribs. Let's see. Falco, Brutal. The big money doesn't want to give us any more cheap BTC, says Brutal. Here's the thing. Retail's not here, bro. You're here as just picking up scraps. Retail's not here, dude. Like, we can still get another drop, and that'll keep retail from being in it, because nothing scares retail like big drops. So I don't think that really matters, to be honest with you. The big money would like to get as much Bitcoin as possible. What would help them with that? Another drop. Let's see. Until she taxes the crap out of it, says French Toaster. Oh, taxes the crap out of Bitcoin. Try me. Try to tax my Bitcoin.
I mean, if I never cash it out, can you really tax it?
Nope. You just wait until people accept it as payment.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then let's see. Mark Dutch said something in Dutch. Let's see. Nooit beseft dat onbeseft in de chat zoeken the beseffen dat Mark onbezet in konen is.
What?
I nailed that. I nailed that. Let's see what he says after that.
Could we just have like Dutch come on sometime and just like speak some of that?
He probably would never. Very clear Dutch said onbeseft.
He doesn't have to like show his face or anything. He can just come in as a voice and like just like something that we say, just like come in with like the Dutch translation.
Look, man. Do you see this forehead? This is German's like Swedish forehead. Okay, so the language comes natural to me over there. That Northern European, that comes natural to me.
What?
Ich bin ein Berliner.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it doesn't come natural to me. I don't know if you can tell from my skin tone, but I'm like Mediterranean.
Mark said, "Damn, David, you nailed it." Yes, I love it. All right, I guess we should do something here other than just
Yeah.
shoot the ish.
Well, you can totally give to peoples what you're looking at on the Bitcoin. Because I told them what I'm looking at, and that's 65 to 66 on a downward move. So
Oh,
it looks like we're starting to make that move down.
we are. Am I on? I
Yes,
can't.
you are.
Okay. All right. So nothing really has changed, guys. I'm just sitting here waiting for us to break the range. See if we break the range. Now we did break this trend line right here. We're breaking that first trend line right there, which is okay. We still have the major trend line right here. Excuse me. Looking for that to hold, but this is a five-wave structure right here. Let me get rid of this RSI because this is throwing me off. It's not enough. I'm not getting enough space in here. There we go. All right, so we are getting a little bit of a dump right now, but I mean, after going so hard for so long, I mean, we've got to have a little bit of cooling off, right? All right. So what I'm just watching, guys, is just these ranges, right? Is just this range right here. So um, we've got the 49K level, and we've got this 70K level. So this is this is the range. So as long as we're still in this range, we are range bound, and there's nothing more. There's nothing more to do. So we're in a key area of supply. So I would expect if we start losing some lows, that's going to be bad news bears. But the main one is going to be this one right here, 863. We hold that and we are golden. Okay, we hold this and we are golden. But this is where I would look for a bounce down here. If we get a pullback, look for a bounce right here between 60. Between that 58, I'll say 58.9 and the 61.3. So this is where I would be looking to buy for a short-term bounce or something like this is what I would be looking for. And if we are bullish, I would expect to bounce off of that and to continue higher. If we are bearish, I would expect to get a bounce and then a failure and then a move down. So that's where I'm at right now. That's my two scenarios. One of those two. We're gonna get one of those two, and outside of that, that's all I've got on Bitcoin. There's really nothing new other than I don't have the Vela chart pulled up, but I just noticed that every time we've come into these highs up here, and here, what were we seeing? We were seeing perpetual longs or perp CVD on the rise, while spot was selling off, while ETF inflows were coming in hot, and there was another metric, open interest on the rise. So all of those were signatures that led us to these big down moves. We are seeing those same signatures here. So I do expect at least a pullback, to that level at the very minimum. And then from there, we'll see what happens. But this could be the start of a new, five-wave structure to the upside, or a new impulse to the upside. But the problem is, if you look back in the past, I mean, we've already had some five-wave structures that ended up failing. So, so the key is holding that level, right? That low right there, 58.8. So, yeah, that's all I've got on Bitcoin, man.
Did you see how the move up on that last little leg is just a giant fair value gap?
Uh, what
Move
is
it
it
to
on
it.
the
Move,
daily?
yeah. A giant, just a daily fair value gap.
But this one,
Yeah.
it's not too bad. We could see a pull back down into that. We'd probably push through that, to be honest, if we got down to it. If we don't get a big bounce off of it, and we come into it pretty deep, I would think that we're gonna fall all the way through it.
Well, that's what I
Um,
talked
but
about.
yeah, so there you go.
That's what I had talked about this morning because there was that fair value gap there, and it's on the 4 hour chart too. Um, and then there's the one that's right below it. We just made two giant fair value gaps to the push up to 68, and it easily retestable areas. You know,
Yeah,
it's juicy buy ranges.
Yeah, we also put in this bear div right here on the Chart Prime Oscillator Pro Plus. Link in the description. Get 45% off the first month. But this indicator suite is pretty sweet, to be honest. Let's see. Let's turn this on. So yeah, we do have the money flow POC down here at about 63, 400. We do have the previous week high down here. That can be a level to watch right there as well at 64 450. But the main thing that I'm looking at here is, let's see, the true sevens fallen below the zero line, and our trend ribbon is pushing down as well. So it's showing a weakness in the momentum. Momentum is slowing down, getting a little bit week. If I go to the 1 hour, I'm pretty sure money flow is coming out on the 1 hour. Yep, money flow started coming out last night on the 1 hour. True sevens bottoming out. I mean, this is saying sell. In my opinion, this is saying sell. So we shall see. There's plenty of liquidity down below. Did you look at the heat map?
I did look at the heat map.
Where are we looking? Do you remember?
Let me get it pulled up. It was, let me get to the right day. So, 24 hour. It was sitting mostly below us. Oh, and it looks like we cleared a bunch of it out with that slight little move down. It was below us at 66,774. So, if you zoom up to higher time frames, you do have like the weekly. If it'll load, the liquidity is 61,746, which is a point that I had talked about because we have the fair value gap. That's like the mid range of the fair value gap on the first part of the impulse up.
Yeah, that's where the money flow POC was on the 4 hour.
Mm-hmm. There's
There's
a lot of points right there that indicate that could be a nice little move to make there.
Boom, 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 boom. Right there, 786 of this move here. So I mean, yeah, I would look for. I could see a bounce right there, but just depends on how strong that bounce is going to be. Is going to be the question. Or is it going to be that strong, or is it going to be a weak bounce and it's just a short term relief, and then we push down more, doing like an A, B, C to the downside, and then from there, I think is when Bitcoin will make a decision. So, 628.
Yep. I can come back over to the dual screen.
Heck yeah. Oh, shout out to Moho. Just BC Port Corp. This guy right next to me just gifted you a sub. Well done. Well done, BC. So you got the money to just be giving people memberships. I don't even have a membership, and I'm on this channel.
How are you not?
But I just
membership?
I just bought a house. That's how. That's why. Okay. I just bought a house.
So you're gonna have to reverse mortgage your house once it gets a little bit of value gained, and then just buy yourself a yearly membership.
I guess so. I guess so.
No,
Yeah.
it was payday, and so it's
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah.
Payday. It's payday for me too, but it goes to the joint account, and I don't have access to the joint account. I mean, if I wanted to get it, I could, but I just don't. Um, so my wife sends me my weekly allowance every week, keeps me in check.
Otherwise, it'd all be in crypto.
um, a good bit of it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I just moved over some more dry powder into one account so that if we get to move down that I'm looking at, I could just click buy. So
Clickety click,
yeah, that's what I
click
do
click
with
click.
my money. I'm like, "Oh, I got a bunch of money because I'm like a cheap rent and all of that." I'm like, "Okay, well,
Hmm.
just stack it on up and lump sum buy because I don't like paying massive attention while I'm at work. I'm just like, okay, well, let me see what the macro trends are, and then oh, here's a bottom, buy lump sum.
Hey, BC, I want to tell you something. I don't know. You were watching the show yesterday. Let me show my chart just for real quick. Um, I just want to point this out real quick because this is what I had a comment yesterday that really irked me. Talking about, I bet you weren't bullish at the bottom or something like that. And I don't know why. I guess I was so flustered that I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about showing my forecast and how the fact that back here is when I called this entire move to the upside.
Yeah, and
So,
back there at your
and
bottom,
then
that
up
was when I
here,
was
uh,
buying.
yeah, and up here is when I say, okay, maybe it's time to urge caution. I mean, I just don't know. I'm beside myself. But anyway, it is past time to go. So,
Yeah, you just got just do what I do and like throw it back at him.
I just,
See,
just people.
that's what it's for, though. You know, you just and then show them what you showed them. It's like, oh, you didn't,
Goose
you,
Fraba.
yeah, rub the ear, goose fraba, and then just let them have it.
Like, look, man, it's all right. It's okay. I mean, I think he's a fellow Memphian, so I don't know.
Oh, oh, so he's probably just shooting from the hip because it's fun.
Mm, yeah, it's one of those things. Oh, look at that boy. You know what I mean? It's kind of a thing that we do here in Memphis. We kind of just rag on each other
Yeah.
nonstop. So it is what it is. Don't forget to tag me in Discord. Join Piper Academy in the free Discord. Give it your best shot, Moho. 10-second video is enough. Speaking of joints, I need to hit the dispensary today, says maybe a band-aid. Guys, when will XRP break $100? Never.
Never.
Morning username. I only eat broccoli. I say that as someone that has been in XRP for
What
several years.
if
So,
you look at
um,
what market cap it would have to hit $100? It would have to have like the world's economy a couple times over. So yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
doable.
BC Dutch wants to know, how is it possible you're still single with a beard like that?
I'm not. I'm not.
Ooh.
I'm actually not
Ooh.
anymore.
Whoop whoop. All right. We gotta go.
All right.
I gotta get ready for work.
Same, same.
Uh,
Well, thanks to everyone for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the show. A lot of shenanigans in the second half. Now that I got my co-host here, have a lot of fun. Tune in to the morning market open report with Piper and OC Guy. It's Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. So no trade fly today, but he will be doing his crypto nightcap at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So definitely tune in for that one. We are trying to get the morning and the evening shows bigger than the main show. So let's see if we could do it. Check out all the
It's
links.
gonna be
Oh,
it's gonna be difficult for us.
oh yeah, oh yeah. We just
But
gotta
that's okay.
we gotta get more people like Mark Dutch. Hey, Mark Dutch, can you share the show to all your friends? Cause they're awake right now, like us.
Right. Exactly.
But other than that, check out the links in the description. If you like our indicators, they're definitely useful on the trading. And everyone, have a great day.
Yeah, guys, thank you for joining us. I appreciate each and every one of you, each and every single last one of you. Don't forget to smash that like on your way out, hit the comments, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, hit that notification bell to be notified whenever we create new content and whenever we go live. But thank you all for being here, and I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical day. And don't forget to ride the waves.
Yeah. Everyone, wake up.
It's going to be a good day.